I am an introvert. I even have a pin to prove that I'm an introvert. I'm Luna Sommer. Today I'm going to be talking about a hot take. I don't know if this is truly hot. This is probably more like a lukewarm take of a video that's several years old now that I recently watched on YouTube. It was one of the OG big American YouTubers who was talking about how their friends who were also YouTubers were like the same as they are on camera in real life. And it made me feel a few things as an introverted person. I wanted to kind of explain that to you guys. I am an introvert. I even have a pin to prove that I'm an introvert, which means that it takes me a little while longer to warm up to people that I meet in real life. It is not the same thing as being shy. Being introverted literally means that you are drained from social interaction, for the most part. Being shy is kind of like a condition that a lot of people want to break out of. Being introverted is just a personality trait. Being introverted can come across in different ways. Some of the ways might be being a little bit socially awkward or just being distant, especially when you first meet somebody. So I'm probably not going to be the same type of person that I am on camera if you ran into me in real life. But that doesn't mean that I'm putting on a show. That doesn't mean that I'm acting when I'm doing this. Being alone and talking to a camera is very different than actually talking to a whole human. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to say that people are born with certain personality traits or that those personality traits develop slowly over formative years. Like, I didn't go to school for psychology. I can't say that. But what I can say is that everyone has experiences that slowly develop their perception about the world. So people probably have a reason for why they act the way that they do in different situations. I didn't start out in public school. That's not to be like dramatic or anything. It was literally just pre-K and kindergarten. When I first went into public school, I think that it was very obvious that I didn't really know what was going on because this was a larger school than what I was accustomed to. I think that I stood out a lot. I think that I was more of an open book that first year of public school. But then eventually I realized that I didn't want to draw a ton of attention to myself. I didn't want to stand out like that because that wasn't a positive way to stand out. So I got more quiet. I'm not trying to make this dramatic. I'm not trying to make this into something that it's not. I wasn't like terribly bullied. But I definitely learned a lot about how I wanted to be viewed that first year of school as a young child. And I think that that has stayed with me. Honestly, based on my coping strategies that I had formed from an early age in school, I can definitely say that later on in school, especially in middle school and high school, a lot of people thought that I was snooty. I wasn't snooty, I was just more reserved. I'm not trying to blame all of my problems on people who are years and years removed from my life. What I am saying is that people have reasons behind why they act and react the way that they do. So just because someone is mean to you, you don't know what happened to them that morning. You don't know what happened to them the night before that day. So don't be so quick to judge. Also, there are a lot of people in the entertainment industry who are actually introverted, especially like comedians. You would really be surprised. So there are a lot of people who are in the entertainment industry who are not super extroverted people. They say don't meet your heroes, My response to that would be, don't judge your heroes after first meeting them, because some people do take time to warm up to. Let's also be real about the social media space for a minute. It is a hybrid between entertainment and supposedly being more relatable than television. It's this weird in-between stage. So even if someone does amp things up a little bit just to get your attention, that isn't necessarily them lying to you. Just because someone that you've seen online is not acting in the way that you think that they should be based on their online presence in real life, that does not mean that they are lying to you. That doesn't always mean that they are selling you something that isn't true. That doesn't mean that they are acting in a way that social media influencers shouldn't be acting. Especially acknowledging how social media platforms reward people who get other people to stay on the platform for longer periods of time. It's no surprise that some creators would be motivated to amplify their personality on camera in order to get you to stay on their profiles for longer. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's immoral. It kind of depends on the vibe and the mission of the person creating content. A lot of content is harmless. A lot of content is harmful. I think that a lot of people feel validated in how they behave. And I'm not saying that every type of behavior is okay. What I am trying to say is that multiple opinions can be right. Not everything is black and white, and there's not always one truth that solves every problem. Anyway, I think that that's about all that I had to say in my response to an older YouTube video complimenting YouTubers on being themselves on camera and in real life. There are definitely conditions where you're not gonna get someone's on-camera persona in real life, especially if you just see them randomly and they're not expecting to get recognized. I could definitely see people online acting a lot differently, and I think that to a certain degree that's okay.